Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Pretend I ain't talking to you. Pretend like I ain't even on this earth. I know what you are. Now, I ain't stepping to, but I am a man. And you just clip that shit and act like you don't even know I'm there.
I don't.
I'm here. Look, I told you I wasn't stepping to. I ain't disrespecting you, son.
You want it to be one way.
What?
You want it to be one way.
Man, I don't
want
know
it to
you...
be one
Man,
way.
stop! Stop saying that.
What if the other way?
Yes, it's the other way. What's up, y'all? This is Mr. Holism coming to y'all tonight with a show titled The Final Throes of Negro Talking Points. So join us tonight as we explain how land, infrastructure, and nation will ultimately prevail while the old systems of cowardly, tragic defeatism take its final death wail. And that's really what you're hearing right now, is like the death wail of the conscious community, the death wail of these old systems, the death wail of these old talking points, this cowardly, tragic defeatism, where people are not engaging in any progressive thought, not engaging in any thought that's action-oriented, but instead engaging in what I call drop the mic philosophies. Like when you come up with something progressive and you come up with something that makes sense and is solution-oriented, what you're going to hear is a bunch of people telling you, oh, well, you see, no, they can't do that because da-da-da-da-da-da, and then they drop the mic, because dropping the mic means that you've stopped progress. Like if you see things are going in a certain direction, you come in with a talking point that drops the mic. Like, perfect example, why build a nation outside of America? Boom, Liberia, drops the mic. See, we tried this already, can't do it no more, that's it. No, drop the mic. Why can't we build a nation and have a nation of our own? Well, see, you can't do that because you speak in English, you got to speak an African language first. Boom, drop the mic. You know, everything is geared around what you can come up with to stop progress. What you can come up with to stop people from moving forward. You know, and I find it interesting. I was seeing a post on Facebook, and one of the talking heads said something about China breaks the box office record for the weekend, and they used that as an example of what black people should do with their own economy. Totally dismissing the fact that you're basically using a talking point to justify our position instead of yours. Last time I checked, the Chinese were in China. And China has its own economy. So for them to break the box office record, that's not really that amazing to me, because they have their own economy, they have their own movie industry, and that's what they broke the box office record with, their own industry. You know, the movies that were out were movies that are not released here in America, that you don't really hear about. So for them to break the box office record in the weekend, I mean, why are we using that as an example for black people here in America, if you don't want to do the same thing that they did. They didn't break the box office record in Chinatown in America. They broke it in China. So I swear, it's like, how do they come up and use these examples without having any one shred of cognitive dissonance? I mean, your cognitive dissonance should be killing you when you come up with an example like that. Because how do you say, oh, well, let's look at the Chinese. You see how their economy is? They don't rely on the white man. But then when we say, all right, well, let's get out of America and establish something of our own, they're like, whoa, slow down, son. You can't do it out. You can't go outside of America and be successful. So then why are you using the Chinese as an example? I mean, it makes no sense. The Chinese have China. The Irish have Ireland. The Koreans have Korea. The Germans have Germany. You know what I'm saying? All of these ethnic groups, and you're pointing to ethnocentric nationalist groups with their own base of operation in their homeland, and then you're using them as examples for how Africans here in America should be acting in America. Now, what's wrong with that example? Is it just me? Am I the only one that sees the contradiction in that? You know, I'm sure my people in the BAIO can see it, but I'm wondering if the average person can see it. Because we need to get the average person seeing these contradictions so that they can know who to listen to and who not to listen to. Because I hear this a lot. They're like, well, we all want the same thing. No, we don't. No, we don't. Let's stop that. Let's stop that talking point once forever. We do not want the same thing. There are three different trains of thought. There may be other subcategories, but these are the main categories. You have nationalists who want a nation of our own outside of America on the African continent, our motherland. That's one train of thought. The other train of thought is we got black power Americans who want to achieve power inside of America and have their nation, their base of operations inside of America. That's another train of thought. Then you got the militant integrationists who wants to fight for equality inside of America. They don't want the thing that separates the militant integrationist from the black power American is that the militant integrationist is not necessarily interested in a nation inside of America. What they want to do is they want to be treated like any other American citizen. But at the same time, they want to use a veil of cultural pretension. You know what I'm saying? They want to be black, but at the same time, they want to, fight for equality here in America. Both of them are a contradiction. If you want to be in America and really thrive and prosper, and I'm saying that if that's what you consider your base, if you consider that your homeland, then your best bet is just to be the best white people you can be. That's the way it is with that. Be the best white people that you can be, and that'll make your life here in America a lot easier. Now, what you're hearing now, and when you hear all this resistance coming from, and all these drop the mic statements and all these talking points against nationhood, which is crazy to me, because after Flint, Michigan, why are we still having this conversation? I mean, this is why I say it's the final throes of Negro talking points. Because you hear people yelling, you hear people screaming, you hear people really passionate about shit that don't make no goddamn sense. Because they know that that's a drop. The real drop the mic statement is Flint, Michigan. That's the drop the mic. And that's a drop the mic for land, infrastructure, nationhood, black African nationalists, and African-centered progressives. That's a drop the mic right there. So that's the reason why you're going to hear these clowns talking this shit, making hour-long videos talking about this. One thing I have to say, just for the record, if you can't make a point within a 10-minute time frame, I can make my point within 5 minutes. But, YouTube is usually like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I'll give you that. It don't take 15 minutes to make your complete point. But when you got to rant on for like an hour, I'm not listening to I'm not listening to no nigga for no hour, man. I'm sorry. In a video, I'm not doing it. Give me the Cliff Notes, wrap that shit up or whatever. Give me the summary. You know what I'm saying? Make it simple. People don't have time anymore to sit down and listen to a nigga rant for an hour. That's the reason why if you see with my shows, we usually play like, our intro music and all of that stuff, and then we go into the topic, and then probably by the half-hour mark now we're taking calls and just hearing what other people got to say, because it doesn't take that long to make your point. And I think I made mine, is that all of this talk that you see against us is just like the chaos that exists in that butterfly cocoon, in that caterpillar's cocoon, in that chrysalis. During that time frame while that cocoon is hanging, is going through a lot of chaos. It's got that old system trying to stay alive, the new paradigm fighting to take over, and what will emerge after that fight is over is the butterfly. So the chaos that we're receiving as Black African nationalists and African-centered progressive, the resistance that we're getting from people, the talking points that you're hearing, despite all the overwhelming evidence that the solution to our problem is nationhood, these are all the final throes of the Negro talking points. This is the wail, the death wail. When you hear an animal about to die, this is the wail before that animal dies. Because once this is over, and once these cowardly, tragic, defeatist Negroes have finally perished, what's going to emerge is that butterfly. That butterfly is land, infrastructure, nationhood, independent nation state on the continent of our ancestors, and real nationhood. That's what's going to emerge. So what you're hearing, you're going to hear a lot of resistance. You're going to hear a lot of talking points. You're going to hear everything, a lot of drop-the-mic statements against everything that we're fighting for. The people themselves, if you put these categories amongst the people and you let these trains of thoughts clash with one another in front of the people are coming over to the nationhood side because it's the side that makes the most sense. It's the side that has a future, the side that's positive, the side that's inspirational. You know what I'm saying? The side where you fight for something that's bigger than yourself. Things like that always inspire people. Things like that always motivate people. You know what I'm saying? What doesn't motivate people is defeatism. What doesn't motivate people is cowardice. Like one dude was saying something about, well, Liberia, see what happened with Liberia is blah, 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 blah. Now, all right, let me use that. Let me just play devil's advocate. Let's say that we consider Liberia a failure. Let's just say we do, just for argument's sake. My question to you is, in the when slavery was going on in the South, on the plantation, there were brothers and sisters that tried to escape. I'm quite sure some of those brothers and sisters that tried to escape initially didn't make it. They were either caught, they were dimed out, they were brought back, they were beaten, some of them may be killed for trying to escape. Using your logic, what you're saying is that after you try to escape that one time, then the concept of trying to escape from the plantation is pretty much a wrap. You tried to do it one time, you got caught, why should you do it again? I mean, these are the people that we want the people should be listening to, the masses should be listening to these people.